So you're thinking about passive house for your new build home. So you're thinking about passive house for your new home. Please click on the link below or click on the link above for our 2.5 miss. So you're thinking about passive house for your new home. Click on the link below or click on the link above if you're on your mobile device for our top 1.5. So you're thinking about passive house. So you're thinking about passive house for your new build home. Please click on the link before. So you're thinking about passive house for your new build home. Click on the link before. So you're thinking about passive house for your new build home. So you're thinking about passive house for your new build home. Before you make your decision, please click on the link below or click on the link above if you're on a mobile device. We'll quickly run through the top 2.5 myths that passive house is. Again, if you would like to go and see that video, please click on the link below. And if you're again on a mobile device, please click on the one above. Again, thank you for your time. So, you're thinking about passive house for your new build home. So passive house is a build standard so you think about passive house for your new. Welcome to my video on the top 2.5 myths of passive house. I'm not going to go through the ins and outs of what passive house is. I've done a series of passive house videos, and please feel free. I've put a link below in the description. Please, if you are wanting more information about what passive house is, this is more to do with what are the 2.5 myths. So, myth 1. Some people try and claim that a new build passive house is going to be almost the same cost as a new home, which is unheard of. I mean, if you think about it, you are designing a building that is significantly higher in quality, and you're going to get it for the same cost. It's just not feasible. What we suggest is that it is a level of quality much higher than what a normal build would be, which is not necessarily a bad thing to invest this cost. It's just making sure that you're aware that it does cost roughly about 10 to 15% more than a normal build home. If you think about it, it's going to Myth 1. Some people out there will tell you that it's cost almost the same price as a new build home. This can't be possible because if you think about it just logically, that you might need to put triple glazing in, you need more design work, you need more than this, than in a normal building house. So myth 1. Some people try and claim that passive house is not that much more expensive than a new build house, or even the same price. To be fair, the costs are coming down, but this is not yet the case. It was always going to be more expensive because you are buying a much better quality building. You wouldn't expect to buy a high-end sedan or saloon car to be the same price as a low-end saloon car, or a sedan. Myth 1. Myth 1. Some people out there trying to claim that passive house is almost the same cost as buying a new build house, which is myth 1. Myth 1 is that passive house can cost almost the same cost as building a normal house. Now this must be incorrect because you are building a much better quality home than building the standard building regulations level. So for instance, triple glazing is going to cost more money. Your design fees are going to cost a bit more. Your everything else is going to cost a little bit more. So that studies have shown that it's going to cost roughly between 10 to 15, and in some cases 20% more over and above a building regulation standard home, which is fine as long as you're aware that this cost is going on to your quality level. Myth 2 is that passive house is a low energy and a low running house. Myth 2, that passive house is a low energy home and a low carbon home. One of the things that passive house pretty much spends most of its effort on is reducing your heating load. Your heating load is significantly smaller than in a new build home. And that is true, yes, you have reduced your energy load dramatically just in your heating system. But what they do not quote, more often than not, is what's the overall reduction in energy loads. So what we do is we can provide for free a renewable options report, which just covers Passivhaus in there, and it gives you a much better understanding of what Myth 2, that Passivhaus project. Myth 2, Passivhaus houses are very low energy homes. This is not correct, because Passivhaus purely focuses on just one major energy use, and that is your heating system. And yes, fair enough, you drop the heating system by about 70%, and that is a phenomenal amount of how much energy you will be saving. Myth 2, Passivhaus is not. Myth 2 is that Passivhaus is a low energy home and it's a low running cost home. Yes, it is, but it's depending what you're comparing to. So, Myth 2, Passivhaus is a low energy and low running cost home. Yes and no, it's depending on what you're comparing to. If you're comparing against a normal standard build home, that's fine. Yes, they are lower cost in running, and then also they are lower cost in carbon footprint. But what most people don't tell you about is that for your investment cost and your payback period. So I'll quickly run through that. So what we do is we can provide you a free renewable options report tailored to your building. So Myth 2, renewable. Myth 2. Myth 2. Myth 2, Passivhaus homes are low energy and low carbon. Yes and no, depending what you're comparing to. Comparing against a new build home, they are, but comparing to a home that is being designed with the whole energy in mind, they're not. So what I'll just quickly run through is that Myth 2, Passivhaus means low energy and low running costs and low carbon footprint. This is correct in a very small. Myth 2, Passivhouses are low energy homes with low running costs with a very low carbon footprint. This is right in certain degrees, but what they don't do is put an asterisk in, is that when they say it's 70% reduction in heating load, is that they don't tell you the full picture. Obviously, it pretty much focuses only on the heating criteria predominantly. Myth 2, Passivhaus is a low energy. Passivhaus is a low energy home that is. Passivhaus is a low. Myth 2, Passivhaus is a low energy home with. Myth 2, Passivhaus is a very low energy home with a small carbon footprint. This is correct in one respect, and also at the same time it is not. So let me just quickly explain where we're coming from. We design a lot of high-end homes. Most of my background has been designing low energy buildings. What the key thing to understand when you're designing low energy buildings is the whole load of the building. Passivhaus really focuses on reducing your heating load. Yes, it produces a very, very low heating load, but what it forgets about is significantly reducing all the other loads in that building. And if you take consideration, if you're on gas and electricity, it's a whole different ball game in terms of that. So to help people like yourself, we have devised a free guide that it can be tailored to your project. It's called the Renewable Options Report, where we actually run through your energy loads. We even provide an annual energy consumption graph and then also what we expect your overall energy profiles would be. So going back to, it's not, passive house does not necessarily mean you're a low energy building. What I mean by is that if you think about that, to go from building regulations compliant building to passive house, it costs around about 10 to 15% more on the build cost. So just quickly turning to one we've done recently is to go from a new build to passive house, it would cost roughly about £50,000. These are just using very high level benchmarks, but it's just to give you an understanding. So for £50,000, that is a lot of heating you got to pay back to get that sort of cost back. So the other argument would be, new build homes are relatively rubbish compared to like low energy homes. So if you're going to design a low energy home with slightly bit better U values, better infiltration, but nothing whatever you'd expect as a passive house, to go from a low to passive, we would estimate it roughly costs around about £30,000. So as a sort of a thought exercise, as in what we should put in our report is that for that same £30,000 investment cost, how much can I actually put that money into renewables? So if I put £30,000 into PV, just even using the very bad benchmarks for PVs, not even take economy of scale, we were significantly reducing the load. So to pay back so for the £30,000 investment, you would annually save for a passive house 1.8 tons of CO2 per year compared to the two things. And then the other one would be, if you used the equivalent of a PV, you would be saving 8.8 tons of carbon. So your carbon footprint would be significantly lower for the same sort of for an investment. And that goes again with fuel cost. Annual fuel savings is £400 on on passive house, whereas solar panels would save you £1,200. So PV would save you £1,200. That's a significant. That's three times the saving for the same amount of investment. And then payback. If we're looking at payback, it would be 80 years for the passive house, which, to be honest, is pretty much paying itself back by the time it needs to be dismantled. And then PV would have a payback roughly about 20 to 25 years. So that's why we did this report. We also then cover air source heat pumps, ground source heat pumps as well, because what we want to do is make sure that individuals like yourself are fully up to date with why you, and make informed decisions on why you actually go for a certain solution. So now for the half and the 2.5 key myths is that So the half in the 2.5 myths of passive house is that passive houses are healthy homes. They are in one respect, as in they require you to have an MVHR unit. They do make sure that the architect is designing the home so it doesn't overheat. They are doing other monitoring quality, and this is great, and this is a great first step to a healthy home. But what it does not do is put in any form of talks about anything to do with your contractual obligations. A lot of people jump into new build homes without having the correct design, the correct documents in place, and if things do go wrong, let's be honest, I've never really worked or known a project that has gone completely smoothly throughout the whole of it. You are building a prototype. It is very important to have a good audit trail of decisions and what you're expecting to the contractor. That's why we try and enforce or trying to promote the 3 core principles of a healthy home, which is consult, then to define, and then to finalize. If you'd like more information about that, I'll put a link below as well. So what I mean about, it's depending what your definition of a healthy home is. Our definition is a healthy home must work for the family. That includes that it needs to be costed correctly. So imagine if you built the home and it was over budget, quite significantly over budget. You would have to find a way to pay for that, and that elevates your stress, your comfort, and then also your love for your house as well. And in some extreme cases, that would actually provide a burden on a person, and that's not the whole. That's not the reason why we build our own new homes. We need to make sure that we reduce the stress level, and we feel that even implementing these three core principles. And again, also, Passivhaus is only as good as it's been designed, but then also it's to do with maintenance as well. You need to make sure that you're maintaining all the kit that's in your building correctly, and it's been set up correctly, and you know how to use it correctly. And that is important, is that a lot of people just jump into passive houses. They've never lived in one before. They've never really get told how to use it, and that is one of the main sort of bugbears of why sometimes these homes don't work that well. They are very good quality homes, and that is why people use Passivhaus, and that is how we recommend Passivhaus to clients. We believe that passive houses are not low energy homes. We believe that they are very high quality homes. So you should not, if you're wanting to reduce your energy load, you focus on reducing it through renewables and good practices. If you then have spare capital, investment capital for your house, then improve your building fabric. And remember, you are buying a brand as well, so you don't have to get certified. Some people would love the certification, and that's great, because that means that you've got the contractor to go through all the ins and outs of the tests and everything else. But just making sure that you are aware of the whole picture options that you have available. Because simply, if you were just wanting a low off-grid house, you can design one very quickly by literally bunging an air source heat pump, changing your energy supplier to one of these energy suppliers that provide 100% renewable, and then your building is carbon neutral and with relatively low cost. So they're just making sure that you know the overall picture on this. So who is Passivhaus for? Well, Passivhaus is for people who want to live in a very high quality home. It is, the level of comfort in there is significantly elevated compared to a normal build home. Bearing in mind that a normal build home is literally the bare minimum, what building regulations suggest, and you could argue that that level is relatively low, but the biggest advantage is that you have to get a good contractor, you have to get it accredited, and you have to design it correctly. Otherwise, you do not get certified, and it's really making sure that all those decent boxes are ticked. So it is a very good first step to a healthy home. And if you'd like to know any more information about the Healthy Home Hub and how we could help you with your designs or help you. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click a link below. If you'd like to have one of these free energy audits, if you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click a link below. This is a free resource for self-builders like yourself. We just want to make sure that you have the correct information for you to make your decisions. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home movement, if you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click the link below. We have put some great resources, free courses, everything is free for you. The main reason why I've done it is because we want to make sure that you get the right information when you need to make the correct decisions. Again, if you'd like to have a free energy options report, we can produce you one. Just get hold of us I've included a link below as well. And also, if you have any questions or you'd like to arrange a free 15-minute consultation where we can just run through the options If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click the link below. We've put a great set of courses together, blog posts, podcasts are all coming up in the following. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, if If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub and how we can help, we put some great courses. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, which is a free resource for all self-builders, please click the link below. It includes lots of courses, guides, and a very useful blog. If you'd like to get one of your own sort of energy audit reports, please feel free to get hold of us, and we can put one together for you. If you'd also like to send us any questions, we're more than here. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please feel free to give us a call. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click the link below. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub and how we can help, Healthy Home Hub is a free resource for all self-builders, so it includes lots of good courses, some great guides, and we also have a good blog going on. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please feel free to click the link below. Healthy Home Hub is a free resource for self-builders just like you. It includes lots of guides and courses that will talk you all the way through your decisions. We also do have the Passivhaus course there and the renewables course. If you'd like to have your own energy options report put together for free, please get in touch with us. I've put a link below together. If you'd like to know If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click the link below. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Club, please click the link. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, please click the link below. The Healthy Home Hub is a free resource for people just like yourself. We have loads of decent courses on there. We run through all your options for your services. We also have a renewables course and a Passivhaus course that literally we assume that still going. If you'd like to know more about the Healthy Home Hub, it is a free resource, so please click a link below. We have lots of great free courses, guides, and we also have a blog post to keep you all up to date and a mailing list. We're trying to build a small community of self-builders to share ideas and to find out what's worked and what is not working. It's also, if you'd like your own free energy audit report, options report, please feel free to get in contact with us. We can put one together for your new build home. And if you have any questions, we do offer an Ask the Expert sessions. Please click on the link below. We do have a Ask the Expert session. If you are a bit confused about or feeling overwhelmed about designing your own home, please feel free to book one in. If you are at all a bit confused about or feeling a little bit overwhelmed about designing your own home, please feel free to book one of our 15-minute consultation sessions. It's for free. We'll run through your project. We'll just see what sort of options you have available, and then if we can help you, that's great. If not, we can try and point you in the right direction, because we just want to make sure that no one lives in an unhealthy home. Again, thank you for your time. And remember, if you're going to build a home, please build a healthy home. Thank you.